Hey everybody, how's it going? We're out here doing a little content for you on a Saturday afternoon. That's right, enjoying a little, well, early morning pipe on a Saturday afternoon. I know, what are you gonna do? It's good, come on. Anyways, of course it's in Dunhill. However, thought I'd make a video since we've been back from our trip. Enjoyed it. Awesome. Let me just say, Boston, my second time there. I love it. First time was just barely a day there. This time we got to spend more time and kind of soaked it up a little bit and really got to experience Boston to a little bit better degree than I did. So my wife loves it. She was very impressed. And I have to give a shout out to Mr. Andrew who's one of my subscribers and also a friend on Facebook. And he hit me up, he said, hey, if you're in Boston, let's meet up. So, all right, sounds good. So we did. He showed us a great time around the harbor and very hospitable, wonderful time. So thanks again, Andrew, for that. It was much appreciated and it was a lot of fun. We met up with another friend from LA who happened to be in Boston at the same time. He is working currently in Brooklyn and decided to take a weekend off and head to Boston. So we met up with him later that night after a ghost tour bus thing that we did and hit up some of the graveyards late at night. So that was a lot of fun. That was very entertaining. Then we met up with our buddy at the Union Oyster House. We had dinner there. And I love that place. It was really good. You just feel the history. You walk in, you're just like, history. And, it's like, whoa, yeah, okay. Oysters and history. It's amazing. The only thing old is the building, not the food. Anyways, we had Sam Adams at the bar, hung out, talked to the bartender. It was like a Cheers moment. It really was. Even though these people were strangers, they treated you like family. Very hospitable. I was very impressed by Boston. And, I loved it, and the American history there is very much embraced. And yeah, it's a very touristy town, but you know what? It's got a lot of history. Why not? It owns it. It's amazing. Everybody is very, very proud to be a Bostonian. So that's great. And of course, our little dog Abigail is a Boston Terrier. So that was fun to be in the city where that breed was created back in the 1860s. But anyway, so we went off to Connecticut the next day. We hit Rosalind Russell's hometown. Her house is still standing. It became a funeral home in the 1920s, but the building still stands. It's now, I think, it's been divided up into apartments, but it's still kind of recognizable from the exterior. That was neat. My wife is a huge fan of Rosalind Russell, and if you don't know who that is or was, she was a film star of the 1930s through the 50s and into the 60s too. She had a very long career and very successful career, and one of her most notable movies, of course, is His Girl Friday with Cary Grant and Ralph Bellamy, and also Auntie Mame, of course, and Troubles with Angels, and a whole bunch of great movies throughout the 40s and 50s. So that was really fun. And then we went to New Haven, ate a burger at the very first hamburger stand in the country. That's right, 1893, Lewis Lunch. That was really tasty. It's not an artisan burger place, so just forewarn, it's a really thick, juicy patty that's grilled in 1893 grills. It's like a flame charbroiled thing that's cast iron. It totally looks, Captain Nemo, looking thing. It's really cool. Very Victorian. And they're still using it. Why not, right? And then they put it between two slices of toasted white bread, choice of cheese, onions, and tomato, and that's it. No other seasoning or sauce. Boom. Simple 19th century style. So it sounds terrible. It sounds very bleak and unappealing, but guess what? It was delicious, and it was really hit the spot. So that's awesome. And then we went to Farmington, hit an old antique store in an axe factory. It was Collins Axe Factory, and that was really neat. It's been around since '04, and it's now an antique mall. Really cool, really neat, kind of abandoned looking factory right on the Farmington River, and it was just picturesque. And we had a piece of pizza at a little general store nearby. It was just really, really tasty. I'll say, I have to admit, it was really good. And had a locally brewed root beer there. That was tasty. I just been having fun, you know. Of course, Vernon. That had to happen. We went to Vernon and met up with Joe, good old Lantern Joe. So shout out to Joe in the Antique Lantern, and thanks again for showing me around your collection. It was amazing, is amazing. Showing me some great things. He sold me some lanterns, big surprise, for a very reasonable price. And I have to say, we did hit an antique store or two, and the best pickings was definitely his house, without question. I got these. He showed me, he says, well, since you're a California kid, here's something that you might be interested in. And it's a City of Pasadena high-low. See that? Yeah, City of Pasadena. And that's cool. You know, I have one, but this one's special because, well, it did come with the globe. I'm showing you the globe later, but I wanted to show you the globe plate. See this baffle that somebody attached? Isn't that interesting? That's not standard. That's not factory. But I would imagine that it created less draft at the cone, so that would create a better, more steady flame, which is a great idea. It is. It's a really cool design. I think the paint was applied by the City of Pasadena back in the 40s, or actually 30s. This is 1938. But I could be wrong. Someone could have just painted it and, you know, whatever. I might strip it, I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but the globe is, of course, a marked fits-all, City of Pasadena. Yeah, pretty cool. Also, this beast. This was the real, you know. He sold it for me a very good price, I have to say. But I made up for it in the shipping. Anyways, big old Defiance, first generation. Check that out. Can you see that? It's not a very strong stamp on there, but it's the 1899 to 1900 Defiance. And it has the DLNSCO on the back of the chimney, right? And it has a nice amethyst tint to the globe. And it's not the original globe. It's not marked, but it's beautiful, it's old, and it's amethyst tint. So that's, I'm going to be fine with that, definitely. And it's in really good shape. It has a little bit of, you know, a few little dents, a little issues around the bail, but you know what? For the price I paid, I don't care. It's a beautiful lantern. I haven't done a thing to it, and it burns. It's turnkey. So in fact, when we got to Vermont, which was our end goal, we burned it every night, except for Thursday night because I packed it up and shipped it. But I wanted to be, you know, getting to California about the same time I was. But it's a great piece, and I'm very happy with it. So there's the Defiance. Now, our friends that are in Vermont that we went to visit, he had a bit of a project for me. He surprised me with this. And this is a Rayo made by Embry. Now I have Rayos made by Pritchard Strong, but this is an Embry made Rayo, number 2 Cold Blast. And as you can see, it's a project. So I need to get a crown with the little, you know, bail, with a little little tab on there. Sorry, it's Saturday afternoon. I'm not really thinking. I do need a burner. It's missing a burner. Well, it did come with a burner, but it wasn't the correct burner. Actually, it's a burner for my 1890s Royal, Dietz Royal. So, and it's right here. Check that out. See? It's a little hard to read, but it does say SGNL and Dietz on there. But anyway, so I need to get a bail, crown, and burner, and a globe. Globe's the easy part. I already have one. And then she'll be ready to rock and roll. Has some remnants of old red paint, some tin exposed, and some rust, but all things to be abated and fixed and cleaned in due time. So with that being said, it was a great trip. And it was good to see our friends, and we had creamies and went for rides in the old Chrysler, and he has a 48 Chrysler. It was a lot of fun. So all around, I loved it. It was a great time to just hit the road and see the sights and pick up some great lanterns. So thanks again to Joe. Thanks again to Andrew and our good friends in Vermont. And thank you so much. I did make a video with one of my buddies in Vermont, and we did a pipe review of some very special tobacco. So check out his, I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the descriptions. So that being said, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.